Hello, my name is Brandon Everson, and I'm 13 years old, and this is my story. So before I begin with my story, I just want to thank my family for everything that they do. My family is the biggest part, one of the biggest parts of my life. God is always the biggest part, gotta make sure of that, but my family is what helps me. They help me honor God the most. I just want to thank my family so much for being so supportive and helping me and, making sure that I'm in my place. So my story of how I got saved isn't emotional, but it's not like epic. It's just a very simple story, and I very much like that because that means I wasn't doing anything bad, and I really like that. So my story was, we were in Alabama, and I was in the backyard or on the porch in my grandma's house, and I had something called the Wordless Book. And if you don't know what the Wordless Book is, it's a bunch of just blank pages with different colors on them. And each color represents a story, and that story was Jesus Christ dying on the cross. And my mom came out, and I was wondering what this is, and I asked her, and she told me the story, and I realized that I was a sinner, so I accepted Christ right there. Later on, I didn't think I was saved, so around 7 or 8 years old, I made sure I was saved, so I know I'm saved. So even though I was not doing stuff bad when I got saved when I was younger, doesn't mean that I wasn't doing things bad later on. You see, when I got saved, I realized that I was a sinner, yes indeed, but I really didn't know what that meant. I just thought, hey, I'm not going to hell. Yay, I'm going to heaven, woohoo. Around 9 or 10 years old, I got into some stuff that I shouldn't have gotten into, and that reoccurred for several years. I kept getting back into bad stuff and then coming out of it thinking, yay, I'm gonna be safe, and then going right back into it. I actually never trusted Jesus that he would help me through the problems. I just thought, oh, I got in trouble, oh well, I just, I won't get in trouble again because I'll hide it better. I was wrong. So the last time that I got in trouble was several months ago, like 10, 11 months ago, something like that. I really don't remember how many months ago was it. But you know what finally helped me? And then I've been so clean recently and no guilt on me. The last several times that I got into it, I didn't ask Jesus to help me when I got out of it. And then I just went back into it. But this time, the last time that I did it, I asked Jesus, what am I supposed to do? Because I was a Christian, yeah, but I was not living a Christian life. There's a difference. You can be a Christian and not live the Christian life. I was not living a Christian life. So I asked Jesus, what am I supposed to do? Help me. I laid flat on the floor, sobbing, asking Jesus, please help me. And he did. He revealed all my guiltiness. He cleansed me, and I feel much, much better now. And I'm a much happier person, actually, than I was before. What is this thing that I'm talking about that wasn't school that I said I got in trouble with? Well, I'm very ashamed to admit it, but hey, almost every single guy out there has done it, and I think it needs to be addressed. It's called pornography, and it's very bad because I've learned that multiple times over the last 3.5 years. Don't hide it. Don't do it too. Don't do it in general, but especially don't hide it because you'll just feel a lot worse. When I was hiding things, I had a lot of guilt in my life, and it started affecting me everywhere, everything that I did. When I played video games, I would just feel, I don't want to do this. It started dragging me down. Whenever I did anything, when we were ever at churches, I really didn't want to see people. I put on a smile and thought, nobody will ever think something's wrong with me, and most people didn't, I think. But I was hiding a lot of stuff, and it came out clear and clean when I got in trouble. But I kept doing it over and over again, and I never learned my lesson. Until about 1.5 years ago, when I finally learned my lesson, it was that don't hide stuff. When you hide stuff, it's more painful than telling the truth. If you do something bad, then tell the truth about it. Don't hide it, because then it's just gonna get worse. And I learned that multiple times, and I'm still learning it to this day, that don't hide it. Tell your parents. Yeah, you might get in a little bit of trouble, but it's not as worse as what'll happen if you don't tell them for another 4 months and you continue in whatever you're doing. Then it'll be way worse, as I learned. Tell your parents if you've done something wrong. But that's my story. What about yours? All right, let's see. Okay.
So Brandon, why don't you try to get...
I'm probably gonna get through 3/4 of it.
Okay.
Like, I'm sorry, 3 out of 5. The last 2 I'll probably have to stop, but.
Brandon Everson, take 1.